Hello there, how's it going? In this video, we are going to talk about two topics. The first one is the difference between multiple ifs and using the if-elif chain. And secondly, we are going to briefly touch upon the topic of in and not in operators. They are very useful when writing conditional tests using lists. So let's begin. Now, this is the code that we wrote in the last video of checking someone's grade. And it is using an if-elif chain. So that's an example of if-elif chain. And if you remember from last time, and in an if-elif chain, only one condition is run. We check from top to bottom. Whenever the first one passes, we ignore the rest. And in this case, our marks are 90. So the first one is going to fail, but the second one is going to pass. And when the second one passes, we ignore everything else. We ignore everything else. So let's run the code. And let me clear the screen. Python if elif else.py, you got a B grade. Now what would happen if I have multiple ifs? If I have multiple ifs like this, I can remove the else part for now. But when you have multiple ifs, it means you are telling Python to check each of them individually. Now they are not connected anymore. Remember how we read if-elif in English? If says check this, if it fails, then otherwise. Elif means otherwise check this. But here we don't have an elif. We just have an if. Now we are asking Python to check each of them individually. Now, if we check each of them individually, you will see what we will get. If elif else.py, we got grade B, C, and D. That's not what we want, right? A student only gets a single grade based on their marks. we got B, C, and D because now those conditions are passing as well. 90 is greater than or equal to 85, 90 is greater than or equal to 75, 90 is greater than or equal to 65. So all of them are passing, and as I said, it is checking all of those conditions. It also checked the first one, but that one failed, of course. But the rest of them passed. It checked the rest of the conditions, they passed, and that's the output we got. That's the idea of using multiple ifs. So in this case, we don't need multiple ifs, we need if-elif chain. But there are cases where we would need multiple ifs. For example, I can show you. Let's say I want to test someone's username and password. When you're logging in, you will check both of them, right? So let's try an example of username and password. Let's say their username is admin and their password is 123. Now I can check if their username is admin, and then I can type your username is correct, and then I can check their password. If their password is 123, not a very good password, but let's say that's what they chose, then we can print your password is correct. Your password is correct. Now I can do an else as well. Else print wrong username, so we can see the difference. Wrong username and print wrong password. Now you can see how these ifs are disconnected. They don't have any relation with them. They will be checked individually. Now I can go to my console and run the code python if elif.py. Your username is correct, your password is correct. Now I can change the password, let's say 456. Now I will say username is correct, but password is wrong. Wrong password. That's the idea of using multiple ifs. Sometimes you would want to use multiple ifs instead of if and then elif. And by the way, you can't use an elif here because the first condition is always an if and the last condition is always an else. So when we write else, we are done with the if block. If you want to write an elif can only come in the middle of if and an else. Middle is for elif. So that's the idea. Now I can give you a problem, a very simple problem of using if multiple ifs or elifs. So let's say we want to create a discount system, and the idea is very simple. If their bill prices, if their bill is less than, or I should say bill is greater than 100, we give a discount of 10. If their bill is greater than 50, we give a discount of 5. That's our idea. Now, how do we write the code? How do we write the code for it? Now, the bill, I can say bill is greater than or equal to 100. Now, I can give the discount of 10. Discount of 10. If, and now here we are going to check if their bill is greater than or equal to 50, we are going to give a discount of 5. The question is, are we going to use an if or an elif here? If or an elif? Technically we would need an elif because otherwise both of those conditions are going to pass, right? If their bill is, let's say their bill was 200. Now 200 is greater than or equal to 100, yes, but it is also greater than or equal to 50. We don't want to give double discounts. We only want to give a single discount. That's how discounts work, right? So we just want the first one to pass, not the second one. So we are gonna use an elif here. We can try it out. Let's say the bill is 200 and the discount, set the discount to 0. If the bill is greater than or equal to 100, we can print you got a discount of 10, and then we can set the discount equal to 10. Now we can say elif bill is greater than or equal to 50, print you got a discount of 5, and we can set the discount to 5. Now finally we can do an else. Print you got no discount. And here if you want, you can set discount to 0, but discount is starting with 0, so we don't need to set this line. If you want to, you can, but it's redundant, it's not needed. So we can keep it for understanding's sake, and then we can subtract the discount from the bill. Bill equal to bill minus discount, and we can print, or we can print the bill before discount. Bill is bill, and discount is discount, and then finally we can do bill after discount, and we can print the discount again. Now for 200, as I said, for 200 we would get a discount of 10. So finally our bill would be 190 with a discount of 10, right? 190 bill and a discount of 10. Let's run it. Python if elif else. You got a discount of 10. Bill is 200, discount is 10. Bill after discount, oh, bill after discount would be bill, not discount. See how I made a mistake? Bill after discount is 190. Now this is an example of using if-elif. So I hope it all makes sense. And now let's briefly touch upon the topic of AND operator. In order to talk about AND, let's go back to our favorite color example. The idea of AND is to check if an item exists in a list. AND is used to check if an item is in a list. What do I mean by that? Well, the easiest example would be to check for multiple items. For example, here I said if your favorite color is pink, then we share the same favorite color. What if I have multiple favorite colors? Let's say my favorite colors are pink, purple, and finally orange. And let's say your favorite color is, let's say, orange. Now instead of saying your favorite color is pink, now I'm saying your favorite color, so let's say your favorite color here as well. Then we share the same favorite color, but as I said, I don't have one favorite color, now I have multiple. So in order to check if your favorite color belongs to one of my favorite colors, we can say if your favorite color and my favorite colors. This is same as writing multiple OR statements. If you think about it, your favorite color can be pink, or your favorite color can be purple, or your favorite color can be orange. Now we are checking for 3 favorite color. If any of them matches, then we share the same favorite color. But see how it can get very long when we want to make multiple checks. And actually allows us to check for multiple items using a list. And my favorite colors. It's the same idea. Now we can run if statements.py. We share the same favorite color. So orange is in the list. Now we can do blue. Blue is not in the list, so we are gonna get a false. Sorry, your favorite color is not pink, it is blue. So we got the else part. Now not and works the same way, but it is used to check if an item is not in the list. Not in is used to check if an item is not in the list. It's the same idea, but how do I show? If I do not and, then we can say we don't share the same favorite color. We don't share the same favorite color. Or now here we can say we do share the same favorite color. Now the same idea, I just switched the code around because now the condition is different. The condition is checking that the favorite color shouldn't be in the list. So blue is not in the list. So we are gonna see we don't share the same favorite color. So we can run it. And we saw we don't share the same favorite color. So it's just the opposite. It's just the opposite, and you have a lot of freedom to decide how you're gonna write the condition, and based on the condition, how you write the code. So when I change the condition, now I am writing the else part here because this will run when the item will not be in the list, as I said. So that's the idea of in, not in, and multiple if-elif statements. I hope it all makes sense, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.